welcome back, folks. And we've got an exciting game about to unfold between the Wallsend Wolves and the Wagga Wagga Vipers in the men's 20s at the New South Wales Country Championships. So the Wallsend Wolves are coached by Dylan Thompson. So he's done a great job with these young boys. So it'll be interesting to see some of the set pieces and stuff that come out of this game, James. And the Wagga Vipers have been in great form. As you said, Sam Pack's been having a wonderful tournament. So I expect this to be a really, really closely contested game.
At the very least, we certainly know it's going to be a very entertaining one, that's for sure. Both these sides know how to throw the ball around. Plenty of pace on both sides of the halfway line as well. And if you're just joining us, of course, the Wallsend side wearing the predominantly blue strip and the Wagga Vipers and that fluoro-coloured top there. So Wallsend with first use of the ball. They drop it off through Camborne. Now heading further north up the pitch. Here is Camborne once again. The Vipers come in with a touch. Just feeling out the opposition at this point. Graham. Back to Camborne. Graham again. Those two operating through the middle. Great touch across there from Harry Hayes. They play it right on that 7 metre mark. Oh, beautiful little switch pass. And the flick pass as well comes out. So all the big guns and the big tricks being pulled out nice and early in the first set, Carly Bakes.
Yeah, Sam Graham is a great little player, and I expect him to to feature prominently for these guys. Also for the Wolves, once he gets on, Will Botham, member of the Australian Under-20 youth team at the moment. So, I expect Will to have a bit of an influence on this game as it goes on.
Now, a couple of plays ago, we just saw Hayden Hinch with ball in hand, blue boots, and in the number 2, and he's got oodles of pace. One of the quickest players in this 20s division. Yesterday scored a brilliant solo try, so he'll be one to watch as well as Wallsend come into the opposition half here. They keep floating the pass out towards their interchange area. It's a nice little start to this set as well. The transition is very smooth.
Yep.
And there is Botham, the man you've just been talking about. Touch comes on the 7 metre mark exactly. Picked up there from Caruso. Caruso fires from left to right. No touch forthcoming. He was ready to hop into acting half, Caruso. Now supplies it here for Bull. Bull nowhere to go. Receives it back once more here from Caruso, and they want to work a strike dump here. They get a pretty good one as well. Caruso off the right foot. A couple of offside players, but not all of them were, and they did enough to stop him.
Yeah, Bay Caruso is a very, very good young player, and again, he will be really important to this Wallsend Wolves side and they'll have to be good because this Wagga Vipers side creates a lot of good flow, and they've got a lot of good athletes, as you've mentioned, James. So, like I said, I think this is going to be a really, really good contest.
So Connolly, easy meters on off the last play. Here is Pack, one of those men to watch. Pack trying to get away from them. He's got oodles of pace. Went for the flick pass, so we've seen one from either side so far. Very early on in the piece. As now they work it away from their own end. Thought that might have been forceful contact. They'll just confer here, the referees. No, they're going to rule against it. So just heavy contact, but not forceful.
Yeah, and I really like what the referee did there. He was unsighted and he wasn't sure, so he checked with both of his fellow referees just to make sure that there was no interference in that ruck area. And, full marks to the referee on that occasion.
What it does mean, though, is there's a very good opportunity here for the Wagga Wagga Vipers to put first points on the board. Here's Pack. Oh, big collision there.
Yeah.
Stepping off the right foot into Botham.
Yeah, great defence from Will Botham. He jumped out of that link position and he struck Pack, realising that he was the danger man for the Vipers. So, very good defence from Will Botham on that occasion. Yeah, correct decision again. The second time that he jumped up at link, he was offside. So, again, great refereeing. These guys are all over the technical aspects of the game very early and very impressive start.
So the Vipers with another set to work from here from the 7 metre mark. Pack finds Connolly. Back to Pack. Drops it off nice and quick. They can launch something here already if they want. Pack stepping off the right foot. Connolly still an option. They keep it alive. Now roll it on the 7. Oh, Hinch was wrapping around. Didn't arrive there in time, though, for the set play. Back to Pack. No touch forthcoming.
Yeah, really nice touch there from the Wallsend middle. He did a fantastic job to just delay the dump just by paddling on the spot, and then he eventually got what he wanted. So fantastic defence from the Wallsend Wolves, and they handled that attacking foray from the Vipers very, very nicely.
Certainly is a bit of strategy about how the touch comes out. And often we see the attacking player reach out with their own hand to try and get that quick strike dump, and As you mentioned there, Kelly Banks, very smart play from the defence to avoid such a situation as the Wolves come on the attack here. They try and drop it back on the inside, but Pack was waiting in defence, and now here he is, turning defence into attack, out to Hinch. Pack at first receiver. Heading towards their interchange area, but they'll have to stop on that run, and that really does stifle the flow. Now they finally get their full complement out there, but you can just see the issues that causes with the rest of the set. Last play now, and they haven't picked up a great deal of ground. However, a lovely little delayed pass. They've done quite nicely here in the end. That will be a touch pass, you'd have to imagine, though. Yes, touch came in, change over, so that is the end of the set. They managed to pick it up from a bit of a difficult position there, but you'd just like to see a bit of a smoother transition.
Yeah, and I'm sure over in the Wagga coaching box they will be sort of trying to get on their transitions a little quicker, and that's really good meters from Ashton Daly, like stepping back inside, getting the inside shoulder and really, giving them great momentum here. And this is a really smooth transition from the Wolves. They've come out really well with their first few, sets and done a great job with achieving midfield ascendancy.
Last play now, Botham is there in support. A beautiful ball from right to left. And the Wallsend Wolves are howling about that one. It's a great try to open things here on day two.
Yeah, a nice little set piece there, a little passive play out the back. And with Dylan Thompson coaching these guys, there'll be no surprise in the fact that they're very good technically in terms of executing that play.
Just see it looming. Botham decided to hold his line. Didn't come looking for the ball. He trusted his middle to fire a beautiful pass, and that was exactly what was delivered. 1-0. Wallsend Wolves leading the Wagga Vipers here. Have a chance to strike back themselves now. Here is Cole. Out to Beer. Beer at acting half receives it back once more. Stops on the run. Looks for a supporting option. They'll have another crack at them here. Beer with the long ball straight into the waiting grasp, though, of Rupek, who then picks up a few extra metres. So defence into attack immediately here, the Wolves.
Yeah, and Beer will be a very important player. He's in the Australian 18 youth squad at the moment, James, so he'll be someone that the Vipers will go to the well with a little bit as this game opens up.
Good metres here, though, for the Wolves. On every single play, they get all the way inside that 7-metre mark and decide to go for a short play. The ball probably wasn't the right option, though. Yes, they had them backpedaling, but they'd already retreated to the try line.
Yeah, I think Luke Bull would like to have that play back again. He would be a little bit more judicious with his option taking, but still they ended up leaving the ball down the other end of the field. So the Wallsend Wolves won't be too perturbed by that result.
Definitely winning the field position battle so far. The Vipers head up over halfway now with Connolly and then Pack joining in on the action. Beautiful roll ball too. McPhillips has an opportunity to link up with Connolly, but he was watched from the outside in. No advantage though. Referee saying that he wasn't quite onside.
Yeah, this is a really good quality game to begin with, James, because you can tell because we're going end to end at nearly every single set. Minimum errors from both teams, and they're both well coached and well drilled. And this is a real treat for the viewers at home, James, to watch this game because we're seeing some really, really good level footy out here.
I think the boys are going to be quite tired by the end of this one. Of course, no half-time break. 30-minute matches with the ends being changed once a try is scored. Connolly hops into acting half. Connolly, ball in two hands, held it out for an eternity. Good touch coming in, though, there from Spicer.
Yeah, I think the Vipers would be better served in terms of off those sweeper plays, just feeding the man the ball off the ground straight away because he's live. When the acting half picks it up close to the line like that, if there's nothing doing and there's no flow, it's quite easily defended. So maybe they'll make that coaching adjustment down in the box on the Wagga Vipers subside. Yeah, it's got through the ruck. Yeah, I would have been a little bit looking for the penalty too if I'm Lockie Douglas there.
The big dummy comes and it picks up a further 15 metres here for the Wolves as Botham joins the action once more. Out there now and looking to hop in at acting half, does exactly that. However, it's a very sloppy play. The ball. Pack might have had a little stray foot in there, but he's been given the benefit of the doubt. So the Vipers can work it away now. Through it comes here to Schultz, who heads towards the interchange area. The subset, not a bad one either. The transition is pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And that flow continues here for the Vipers. Off the left foot they step. Good pick up out of acting half. Plenty of speed on display as well. Hayes is into the backfield, looking to link up, finds a supporting runner, and they go in, and we have a level ball game. One try apiece. Beautiful run, though, from Harry Hayes.
Yep, and a really good finish from Ethan Simple, who's a very, very good young player as well. Like this Viper side, they've sort of made a couple of adjustments there, and they came straight through the front door through the Wallsend Wolves middle there. So that's going to be something that Coach Dylan Thompson's going to have to address down in the Wolves box, because this Viper side is a very athletic, very quick team, and they don't need any invitation, James, to get on the front foot.
Well, it's the first time we've really seen them just put the foot down out of acting half. It's produced results, so you'd imagine they'd have another look at that.
Absolutely.
Touch comes in here against Wallsend Wolves. Just slowing things down now, waiting for those reinforcements onto the pitch. Botham is out there now, but they've left it behind. Referee once more playing advantage, though, which they've done a good job of so far in this match.
Yeah, fortuitous call anyway. I think the Wallsend Wolves need to be a little bit tougher in that ruck area contest. They need to get to a space rather than, try and go straight through the player on their strike dump. So maybe twisting the person making the touch and just trying to get to the side and get a clean roll ball, because that's sort of a little bit of an Achilles heel for them at the moment.
Caruso caught middle of the field. Botham picks it up and slows things down. Caruso once more. Crabbing across field, playing it inside that 7-metre mark. Botham with a long ball over the top. Oh, does a great job to reel it in. I thought for all money it was going to beat him in flight, but Stretch Armstrong, long arms came out and got it in the mitt. However, it's going to account for nothing overall for the Vipers.
Yeah, that's a shame, because that was a beautiful read from the Vipers winger. He didn't panic. He put himself in a really, really good position, and he was waiting for that long ball from Will Botham.
It's good footwork on display there from Scunthorpe, but touch still coming in. Fight off now from Rupek and back towards the middle. They get the quick strike dump. Botham running at them. I think it was a forward pass, though, out of acting half. Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was the right play, just the execution around the 1%ers, and that won't please Dylan Thompson too much. So I'm sure he'll be talking to the boys about, making sure that their basics are 100% down on that scoreline.
Well, Botham had picked the player who was offside as well. He ran straight at him, so he just needed a good delivery. Yeah. Speaking of getting a good delivery, Beer has thrown it to himself. He might have had a few of his own namesake. Off it comes now to Scunthorpe.
It's a little bit early in the morning for that, James.
Well, hair of the dog, as they say. Straightening things up now, and nearly losing the footing too was McTaggart.
Yeah, that's actually Ashton Daly. Tommy McTaggart, unfortunately, did his knee last week at the Hornets men's open trials. So unfortunately, Tommy McTaggart, who would be a real, fill-up to this side, isn't playing and will be out for 12 months. So hopefully it'll be a speedy recovery for Tommy, and he'll get back, in action next year.
Yeah, I can't think of a worse injury than an ACL.
Yeah, and very disappointing for Tommy, because he played NTL Men's Open for Hornets this year, and and had a really good tournament. So yeah, wish the young man all the best of luck on the way back.
So change over here for the Vipers as they come forward. Nice little run there in the form of McPhillips, and then further wide they go, heading towards their interchange area. Good touch, though, really slows the momentum. Hinch can promote it quickly, but it doesn't quite find the hands of Connolly. So that'll be another change over there.
Yeah, and this game is now at a really important juncture here, James. If either team need to get the ascendancy, they need to complete their sets. They need to get down the other end, and they need to then be able to, try and force an error one way or the other, because we're at a bit of a stalemate, and this is a very tight contest. So really important to knuckle down over these next few minutes and try and, get some ascendancy in the contest.
Yeah, still locked at one try apiece, but a strike dump here for Botham. Botham links up, a beautiful pass provided for Scunthorpe, and we don't have that deadlock anymore. 2 tries to 1. Wallsend back in front.
Yeah, fantastic piece of play from Will Botham, showing his class. Also played Men's Open NTL this year, and when you see the players who have had that next level experience, when those big occasions, present themselves, you expect those players to step up, and that's exactly what Will's done on that occasion. And a really nice finish from Scunthorpe, to put the Wallsend Wolves up 2-1.
So the Vipers with work to do now, as Pack hops in at acting half and now receives it back. Good metres on offer once the touch of Botham was evaded. Dummy comes both ways before finding the hands of Reynoldson, who drops it off. Good patience about the play so far, just looking to set up for that strike dump. Connolly gets it now. Pack, short ball, long pass coming over the top, but they marked up very nicely in defence. There was nowhere to go for them.
Yeah, like both these teams are throwing really, really good attacking shapes at each other, and the defence is holding up really well. So it's a sign of two well-coached teams in terms of the fact that they're sticking to their policies, they're making sure their shape's good and their body positions, fairly well. So we can speak very highly of their defence, but both teams are a little bit loose, getting out of their own end, and that's the area. I think the team that wins this midfield is probably going to go a long way to the team that comes out on top. So both coaching boxes will be well aware of this, and they'll be working really hard to try and address those concerns around their midfield work.
It's a good pace there from Semple, who's already gone over once, but they did enough there through Caruso to stop him right at the death.
Yeah, quality touch from Bailey there because he had to make that touch.
Long ball comes. Reynoldson kept the width nicely. Just couldn't reel it in, though. Of course, those dewy conditions this morning are still causing a bit of havoc for the handling.
Yeah, fantastic read there from the Wallsend winger, Will Rupek, who followed policy really, really well because it was quality attack, but handled that situation with the plum defensively.
So played off. Short balls, they head towards their interchange area. Rupek hopping in at acting half, and now Daly. Good pace shown there. Picks up plenty of easy metres.
Yeah, he's just been at the NYC with the Hunter Western Hornets 18 boys, so he's got a lot of experience, and showing it right there. Another passive play out the back.
Oh, Daly just losing his footing at the crucial moment. He'd opened up a gap there, and if he could have kept both feet on deck, he was away.
Yeah, really, really unlucky there for the Wallsend Wolves that Ashton lost his footing at the last second, but a great little passive play out the back and well-structured set of six from the Wolves, but equally good defence from the Vipers.
Here are the Vipers now with Connolly just shy of the halfway line. Hinch, we haven't seen him in open space, which is truly a sight to behold once he gets going, so we'll see if they can unleash him. I think that might have been touched as he was passing it. No, referee's going to say just a loose carry.
Yeah, great defence from Ashton Daly. He's doing a lot of great work for his team out there, both with the ball and defensively.
Well, there he is now taking the run. Gets a nice little strike dump as Colin comes onto the field. And then does a quick little release before heading back to the sub-box. Rupek out of acting half. Flung on here from Camborne. Last play now, Botham off the left foot. He got back just in time. It was a very close run thing, though.
Yeah, I think I'm with Will there. He sort of was thinking that it was a very skinny 7 metres there, but that won't deter them at all. They'll keep going, and over the mark there. That could be a very, very critical error there for the Vipers as the Wallsend Wolves look to consolidate this field position here and give themselves a chance to go further ahead.
So Wallsend with Botham here, straightening things up. The touch comes in right on that 7 metre mark. Now the full complement back out there as well for the Wolves. Graham joins the action. Doesn't arrive his way though. Botham from a long distance got down very quickly. The slide dive was super, and it means a third try for the Wallsend Wolves and a second for Will Botham.
Yeah, and again, quality effort from Will. He's one of the best in his age division at running the quickie. His body position on that quickie was absolutely perfect, and he had a wonderful NYC for the Hunter Western Hornets, who made a semi-final only a few weeks ago, and then he's continued on his really good form here, and he's leading this team very, very well around the park.
So 3 tries to 1 for the Wallsend Wolves with about 14 minutes remaining here. Really good fixture so far. Both sides have thrown just about everything, including the kitchen sink at one another. Pack in at acting half as Hinch is an option, so too Connolly. Oh, Pack won't need any of them at the moment. He now needs to find somebody in support. Does exactly that. And it just opened up like Moses parting the Red Sea, and Sam Pack took complete advantage of it. Yeah, 3 tries to 2.
Yeah, he's a quality player, Sam Pack. He took on the defence, took advantage of a bit of a slip there, didn't panic, shopped around in the end goal, and eventually found his man. And 3-2, James. This game's going to be very, very exciting as we prefaced at the start. And it could go either way, this contest, because they're both really, really good sides, and it's been a really impressive display from both teams.
So 12 minutes on the clock as Caruso comes centre field. They seem to keep producing players out of thin air here, Wallsend, and also potentially Trice. However, that one has floated for, but we don't have the 24 on our team list. Actually, we do. Regan Glover, he's changed He's changed shorts halfway through. He's now got the skins on and everything.
Yeah, I can see Coach Dylan Thompson down here in the box, and it was exactly the right play. A little sweeper quarterback and a long ball, but a forward pass. And it's the execution that Dylan would be, not too happy with from the boys. The play's right. They've just got to really knuckle down and get their 1%ers right.
So the touch comes on halfway as fresh players arrive onto the field. However, once more, an incorrect play the ball. They've been pinged for this a few times so far in the Vipers. So they come wider still now. Out to the hands of Camborne. And here is Glover playing it just inside the field of play as Daly comes for a little scoot. Well marked up though. Short ball here to Colin. Straightens things, stepping off the left foot. Not a great deal of urgency so far about this set from them. They'll look to work a strike dump here. Both of them overran the play.
Because they dropped out of the touch, and very good refereeing there. He was playing the advantage. They pulled out of the touch as it was about to be made, and you have to keep advancing and get it out, past that 7 metres. So, yep, well done. And this is danger signs now with Botham looming in there. Probably a little quickie play.
Nice bit of gamesmanship there from Colin as Botham takes off himself.
Yep.
And they don't get him. That means it's a hat-trick for Will. He's all over this one.
Yeah, definitely. He needs no invitation on the 7 metre line to get that quickie play, and he didn't even have to dive. That shows the speed of this kid. That's quite frightening when he gets going, even from short range.
So 4-2, the Wallsend Wolves dominating this one, especially in the last few minutes or so. They've put on back-to-back tries in a pretty quick succession. Of course, Botham is a player you've had a fair bit to do with over the course of your career. Is he, I suppose, looming for future men's open Australian level?
Well, it'll be a little bit of a journey there for Will, but he's certainly got some promise, and and he's in those sort of national youth squads, and he'll come into close contention, I would think, for New South Wales in the next Origin series in the 20s, and we build from there. We've got so many good young players in the state, but Will's definitely one of the young players on the rise who has got also a wonderful work ethic and a really, really good attitude. So he's got all the ingredients to get to the top, James.
Yeah, it certainly has been on display here so far. A hat-trick for Will Botham in this one. Good little fixture as Daly loses his footing. They'll wrap around here through Colin. Colin, the no-look pass, Zach Lomax style. Gets the touch away. Now Botham back onto the field and up over halfway. Good metres on offer once more here for Wallsend. Quick hands as they keep promoting the footy. Camborne hops into acting half. Botham now. Botham over the top. Oh, intercept comes there from Reynolds. He picked it nicely. It's the second time he's done so in this match.
Yeah, he's had a great game out here, on this edge, James. He's made some brilliant reads as a winger, and that's what you want from your wingmen. They're always under a little bit of pressure to make good reads, and you can't fluke that sort of stuff. You actually have to have a really good instinct for when to stay out and when to hit. So yeah, really, really good wing play. Very impressive from the young man.
Pack gets the strike done. McPhillips with a little speculator over the top, looking for Pack once more, but it's going to be ruled as a touch pass.
Yeah, they're not getting much luck out here, the Vipers, in terms of their finishes. They need to keep persisting. They're not doing too much wrong here, James. It's just the fact that, it's end to end, and so far the Wolves' defence has been able to combat them really, really well.
So heavy contact there, yes. More than heavy, forceful in fact. So another set to come.
And you tend to see these frustration penalties come when you've gone really close to scoring a try at the other end of the field, and then it takes real composure to sort of knuckle down and just stick with your game plan, keep working, and eventually you get what you want. And it's just really, really hard to keep your composure sometimes, but here we are.
Oh, beautiful short ball, Caruso, right up through the guts. You mentioned through the front door. Well, they didn't just open it, they barged it down with a giant pole, and there we go, 5 tries to 2. Well, that is a massive moment here for the Wallsend Wolves. There's about 7 minutes remaining, and that could be crucial in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I love the composure of Lockie Spicer. Again, coming off the back of an NYC with the Hunter Western Hornets in the boys' 18s. He went to the line nicely, and he found Caruso in support, and they've now extended, that lead out to 5-2, so this could be a bridge too far for the Wagga Vipers, but they'll keep firing shots, I'm sure, James.
Well, they need to fire a shot pretty quickly. You'd imagine maybe from this set, just to make sure they stay in touching distance. There is time, and we know they are good enough. As Hinch, had an opportunity there. Just pulled up on his run. He had to keep going for that outline.
Yeah, they were looking at running a little a little M2 play there and catch the Wallsend Wolves short side, but the Wolves were up to the contest again, following their rules and their policies in defence. So that's been impressive about the Wolves, and that'll please Coach Dylan Thompson no end. The fact that the boys are stuck very well to their defensive policy.
So Camborne hopping out of acting half. Botham is there in support. In the end, he finds absolutely no one except maybe a lady beetle on the ground. So they keep promoting the ball here, the Vipers.
Well,
Hinch.
they're supposed to be good luck, James, so...
Look, they're the prettiest of the bugs. I'm not a huge bug fan. I don't like worms either, but I do like lady beetles. They're quite nice. Up towards halfway they come. They'll drop it off here. Easy meters on offer on this particular set as Hayes works it forward. Opportunity now for further scurrying up through the middle. Here is Hayes. He's got all sorts of pace. Now, surely they'll play advantage there, will they? No.
No. And it was a brilliant call from the referee, because as the half picked up and went, he affected the touch on the offside player. The rule clearly states if you affect the touch on an offside player, it's a changeover. So he should have kept his hand out of the play, and he may have gotten the play on, or the penalty.
Well, it's very much reminiscent if you go back all those years ago to a certain grand final with Benny Elias and putting his hand into the back of an offside player. Didn't work out well for Benny. It also didn't work out there for the Vipers.
Definitely.
Last play now for the Wallsend Wolves. The big Goosey comes out. Oh, a floating pass over the top. Once more, Reynolds has picked it off. Here he goes. Reynolds, however, hasn't quite got out of first gear. Never even bothered to open up the stride.
Yeah, I think he's done so much work. He's played enormous minutes out here for the Vipers, and he tried to put the foot down, but no, he was on the backwards treadmill, mate. He wasn't going anywhere. But yeah, he's done a tremendous job out here defensively for the Vipers, and he's been very impressive for them.
Well, it's the third time he's picked off an intercept, but that time it looked like he was stuck in glue. Big dummy comes in. Oh, Pack wasn't expecting it, just picked it off. Now Hinch out of acting half. Oh, nice little ball there. It wasn't intended for the man that it arrived at, though. He was trying to find the link.
Yeah, and another good channel there from Ashton Daly, jumping up in the link and putting himself in the right spot to defuse that situation for the Wolves.
So Botham drives forward. Out of acting half. Here he is now once more, receiving it from Rupek. Hinch makes the touch. Caruso now. Drops it off on the inside for Glover. Good meters here from Glover. Botham picks it up. Back towards Caruso. Caruso, though, was touched just at the death there from Sam Pack.
And it's really good formula from the Wolves. They're just working their sub-box, getting a middle dump from Botham, and then, he picks up, looks for numbers, finds Caruso, and, did really well. That's what you want. If you can't score, you want to complete down the other end. And then it was a really good defence too from the Vipers. But yeah, they're having real difficulty in the back end of this game getting out of their end cleanly, and that's probably been the difference between the two sides, James.
So the Wolves now will touch it once more and head up towards that halfway line. In fact, straight to the interchange area to get the fresh players onto the field. To do so within play one, obviously, is a big achievement.
Yeah, they're very structured, and they're just rolling through, their game plan really nicely. And that's the difference when you see, 20s teams be able to play this sort of nice structure, and there's the passive out the back, and fantastic. That is a textbook set of six from the Wallsend Wolves, and, you won't see anything better than that in this age division. That is fantastic end-to-end footy from the Wallsend Wolves.
We talk about coach killers, but that certainly was a coach pleaser for you as Ashton Daly dives in for the 6th try of the match. There's not a great deal of time remaining, about 3.5 minutes on the Bar TV scoreboard here. Yeah, so 6 tries to 2. It's a big buffer. It's going to be too big for the Vipers.
Yeah, that passive line has absolutely killed Wagga, in the back end of this game. And, again, great coaching from Dylan Thompson. Like, he's worked really hard with these boys. I remember he's had them for the last few years, and when they started out, they were they weren't one of the better sides in the region. But he's worked them to the point where they're doing everything right. And what a great piece of play there from the Vipers. That's going to be a touchdown. There's a little slip from the defensive player, and they took full advantage. Again, shopping around until they found a free man. And if there's any area of concern for the Wolves, it would just be them posting up properly on the short side when those acting half runners get through, because the Vipers have put on a few touchdowns in similar fashion there. So that'd be a little bit of a concern for Dylan Thompson. But the Vipers deserve that touchdown. They have been really gallant in this game, and they're a quality outfit as well. So final series should be very interesting, James.
It was well worked there from Murray Beer. Great patience shown in the play. He just kept waiting until Connolly loomed as an option. But Wallsend still in cruise control here. Around about 2 minutes on the clock. Oh, Colin, awkward little stop there to pull up on his run. Great read once more out there wide from Jet Lucas. Called Reynoldson a lot. They haven't come that way too often on this occasion. Lucas couldn't do anything about the 2-on-1. However, they will get away with it here, the Vipers. So a chance potentially to put on one more consolation try here and get the score to 6-4 as Hinch taps it off. Colin makes the touch. Beer dropping it off here for Connolly, who puts on a big dummy and picks up another 10 or 15 metres. Smart play. Ball out in front of McPhillips, who does well to reel it in.
Yeah, and that's really, really good defence from Bull. He got up and he knocked off the latch player coming around there for Wagga, which was really, really well done. And, yeah, again, really, really good defence from the Wallsend Wolves. You know, they handled everything that was thrown at them then. And, yeah, deservedly they're going to run out winners here in this one, James.
Inside the final minute now for the Wolves. In fact, a lot closer to full time than that inside the final couple of seconds here. And it is at the end of this one. A very entertaining fixture for that matter. They'll run out 6 tries to 3 victors, but they certainly gave them a bit of a scare, especially in the early sort of 15 to 20 minutes there, the Wagga Wagga Vipers.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to Dylan Thompson yesterday, and he was sort of wanting the boys to be a little bit more consistent because they were a little bit up and down yesterday. So I think he'll walk away from this game feeling like they're in really good shape coming into the finals. If I'm in the other coaching box, I'm not too unhappy about that. The boys had a good day yesterday, the Vipers, and they're a quality outfit. They'll learn a lot from that particular, game because they've stepped up against a side that's well coached and well structured. So, they won't be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They'll do a little bit of work. They'll do their homework and they'll come back for the final series ready to go.
It's a very concerning visual. That's probably why I've held off having kids to this point in time. I think I would accidentally throw the baby out with the bathwater, but
you've got pretty bad hands, James, so I'd be a little bit worried about you.
Okay. I might have bad knees, but I've got hands like Spider-Man, okay? I can catch anything. Now, next we move to the men's seniors division here for the country championships for 2022. The Newcastle Knights taking on the Wallsend Wolves, a bit of a local derby there. This should be an absolute cracking fixture. All the action in about 5 minutes' time right here on Bar TV.